Okay, this tutorial is not going to be on Anime Studio. This is going to be on GIMP, which is a free alternative to something like Photoshop. So here is the main window. There's tools, there's layers, and here's the pad. So I'm going to start a new file. When you start a new file, it'll ask for the specifications. Keep it like that. That'll be okay. There's some advanced options there if you really want it, but I'm fine with that. So okay, so there we have our canvas. So you can draw things with the paintbrush, pencil. You can change the brush here. Got many different types of brush. And there's a particularly clever brush, which is basically your clipboard. So there we go, I've drawn a face. And I'm going to cut it. Cut. Now, there's a paintbrush, which is exactly what I just cut. Trouble is with that, is that it's got no alpha. Now, to be able to have alpha, we're going to have to delete all of this. But no matter how many times I hit delete, it doesn't do anything. The problem is this doesn't have an alpha channel, so we'll just add one. Add alpha channel. Delete. Now there's nothing there. So now, if I draw my face, let's get a normal brush. Cut that. There we go. Nice face brush. So that's the brush. Another important tool, gradient, good for making backgrounds. This line is how big the transition is, so if you make it that big, it goes very quickly. That big, it takes the whole screen. You can change the colours here. It's like red and black. Or do whatever you want. So that's the gradient tool. We've got fill bucket, that's just a fill bucket. We've got some interesting drawing tools here. Here we've got smudge. You can smudge in any brush. It basically smudges it. You can change how hard it is there. I'm just going to undo that. Here we've got dodge burn, and here we've got blur or sharpen. We've got the rubber. If you've got an alpha channel, it will raise to nothing. Let's just delete that. Here you add a new layer, just a thing. So we'll add a white, and we'll draw something here. That swaps foreground and background. So you can select it with rectangle or ellipse or free select or whatever. You got some things that you can do here. We are going to use a scale tool, so you can scale it. You can choose to lock it in place so it doesn't change in its ratio. Let's say it's like completely square. Or you can unlock it and just change it however you want. There's the shear tool. Basically slants it like that. Notice that I'm getting two of everything, but as soon as I click it, it applies the effect and it's done. When you do an effect like that, it will end up as a floating selection. All you need to do is select somewhere else, and it will be put onto the layer below. If you want to put it on a new layer, while it's a floating selection, simply make a new layer. And there we go, it's on its own layer. Okay, so I'm deleting that layer. You've got the flip tool, which can flip left and right. Or you've got this clever tool here, which is it's like scale, but it's like 3D, so you can distort things like that, which is clever. You've got the flip tool, you can flip left, right, or up, down, depending on what you want to do. Text tool just works like text. You type in your text there, comes up. You can change everything down there. If you want to draw a line, what you have to do is start where you want to start, and then hold down Shift, you see the line appear. Okay, then I'm just going to go find a picture and import it. Okay, so here's a picture of me, 4 times. It's not important at the moment how I made that. I can show you in a future tutorial, not this month, but in a future tutorial anyway. Notice these bounds go outside the edge of the canvas. All you need to do is go Image, Fit Canvas to Layers. And there we go, it's put on the outside. Delete that. I'm just going to play with filters for it. Colours, we can change the colour balance here. So we want more cyan, turns it red. Magenta, we want more green even. Want more blue, want more yellow. You can play around with that. You've got colorize, brightness contrast, that's just simple brightness contrast. If you want to play with that. Posterize, remove the colours. Desaturate, so turn it black and white. So you've got all that, you can play with the colours, invert them if you want. Okay, and then you've got the filters, so you can blur it. Anti-alias, red eye removal, distort it, add lights like a nice one I'll show you is lens flare. Just add it there. It's good when you're making a finishing off a scene. You can just add a lens flare, and it adds a bit of it just makes it look nicer. Not for this one though. Noise, edge effect, generic, artistic. So you can add lines around the outside. So you can almost make it look like a painting. Or you have got the actual oilify, which attempts to make it look like a painting. Alright, there we go, oil painting. So I shall so we look at, there's loads of filters here, and I can't go into detail at the moment, I just want to go over the basics. And that's basically the basics of GIMP. I'll put a link in the sidebar from where to download it. Just one last thing, here's the crop tool. Basically, draw around what you want to crop, click on it, done. Okay, so look for future GIMP tutorials, but for now, I'm going to be moving mostly back to Enemy Studio.